Dokie, dude. It's episode 15. That's like, I don't know, that's like a number. Um, the weather outside is incredibly rainy. It rained yesterday, it rained the day before that, I think, and now it's raining today. Um, it's still raining right now. I found like one of the few tables that's actually covered, and I sat my butt down, and now here I am. It's a little windy. It's a little chillier than I expected. I'm like really in nature today. But yeah, weather. It's very rainy. I also have a brisk with me today instead of a Dr. Pepper. So that's a little bit exciting, a little bit different, a little bit juicy. I'm gonna drink a little bit. But yeah. That's wind. Oh no. Oh gosh. Okay. Anyway. I don't know. We're just gonna talk about a bunch of stuff today. Anyway. A bunch of little things that I wrote down, I guess. I don't know. I was just gonna do the normal thing. I'm trying to figure out who I want to. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Uh, Drawing. I've always thought of myself as okay at drawing. Mostly because I could draw like decent like technical drawings. But that's not like what I want to draw, so I'm not actually very good at drawing. And I want to try to start drawing daily to get better because a bunch of my friends were doing it. And I drew yesterday, which was my day one. And then I haven't drawn yet today, so I'm doing pretty bad on that front, but I want to try. I'm really bad at drawing people. Like I understand, like, I don't know, like in my head, it's not that I can't picture things. It's that I just have trouble translating them onto paper. I'm like really good at floor plans and like drawing zeppelins or cars or planes or something. And I have a decent grasp of how like perspective works. But it's really one of those things. And I've been telling myself that um, I like should learn to draw for years because I want to like storyboard things and like figure out how to do that, um, and like do little animations or whatever. Um, but like I don't know, it's just one of those things where it's like drawing would be really fun to learn, and hopefully it sticks. And maybe next week, if it sticks, we'll talk about it more. But um, yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like I really want to learn how to draw, and maybe it'll work. Maybe it'll work. Who knows? Um, yum. Dr. Not Dr. Pepper. What is it? Brisk. Standard lemon brisk. With the design by the old JT Daniels, the homie. Yum. But yeah, drawing. That's like the little that's it. Um, it's not it. No, but drawing, I don't know. Drawing is just really interesting. I've doodled a lot in my youth. Like I don't know. I used to draw a lot, and I've stopped doing it, and I want to get back into it. And honestly, I think currently the thing I am best at art wise is Minecraft, which is a little embarrassing. But like I don't know. There's just a part of me that really wants to get back into, um, just drawing things and stuff. Another little update, Kickstarter. Oh, Kickstarter. So I backed a Kickstarter first time ever, because it was guaranteed. And by that I mean, um, like, so the Kickstarter was for the Ugreen NAS sync, which is like a whole lineup of devices, and then you could get like 35% off or something through the Kickstarter to show support for it or whatever. And 35% off is quite a bit off when the things are really expensive. So I ended up putting $454, which is a lot of money. But I saved like 300 or something off, or like 250 or something. And I've been thinking about getting a NAS anyway, or like building my own anyway. So the timing kind of lined up. But the Kickstarter ended, and so now it's the waiting period for the survey to go out for shipping details and blah blah blah. But this is basically my birthday present to me. My birthday is June 1st, so, and they're supposed to ship and like arrive in June. So that's I don't know, I'm excited about it because I've always wanted a NAS, and like I'm slowly working towards like a terrifying monster of a person because like I already have I already have a huge desk with a PC on it and 3 monitors. I don't need 3 monitors, but like I already have that. And like I already built a Franken NAS just to try it out. And like I still have 5 PCs that are just like in pieces that I just pick from parts to try to build things when I need to. And I've got extra hard drives laying around. And I have a dedicated mini PC that I bought off Amazon to run my Minecraft server. And now I'm gonna have a NAS. And I keep looking at like really goofy audio equipment that like I don't need. And it's like, oh, I'm slowly losing it. I'm becoming a little. I'm literally a little freaking tech gremlin, dude. It's a problem, but also it's so fun. It's so fun to be a little tech gremlin. Um, ooh, house sidebars. I've got 2 of them. 2 of them today. So number one is where I get canceled. But I wanna we're gonna see, who knows, maybe I'll get comments on this one, but I wanna know, I'm so curious, and I've done like very rudimentary research on it, but I'm so curious about the concept of I want to approach this right. So like this is not designed to be an attack or be mean or pour shame or anything, because like I also have no money and I'm trying to buy a house, and this is why I'm thinking about it. And I look for houses on Zillow, okay? And lot size is typically measured in acre, because that's like the measurement that we use. We're like, you have an acre, which is 10 chains by 10 furlongs or whatever. I don't know. It's stupid. It's a rectangle. But acre is the size, right? Acre is the unit that they use. And the thing is, those on Zillow, it's by acre until it's basically less than like a quarter of an acre, in which it starts listing it in square feet, which to me is crazy. Because like I grew up, I've already talked about it. I grew up on like, what's it called? I grew up on a lot that was very wooded in, on like it was wooded, but like you could still see the other house, like you see through the trees and see the other houses, but like very wooded, dirt road originally. And it was like half an acre ish, not really. It was like a little less than half an acre. And then it might have actually been a full acre. And then when we would go to the lake in the summer, it was like, I think it was less. It was like, but then we had like the whole lake to like mess around with, so it never felt like small. And I personally don't think I could deal with being that close to neighbors, just because it's not like, I lived in a condo for a bit, and the only reason I didn't go crazy is because I never talked to the neighbors, so I didn't have to interact with them, and I loved that. And I think if I owned a house, it would almost be worse, because I don't know, it would just feel so much different to own a house with little land, and then like I don't know, it rubs me the wrong way. And after looking it up, I sort of understood it, where the 3 main reasons were location, cost, and maintenance. Where the location, if you can, if you split the land more, then you can fit more houses, and the people that need that location to live, or like to get their job or do whatever, it makes sense. And then maintenance is, if you have less property, you have less to maintain, which can be useful. And then cost, obviously, like if the lot is small, then it will cost less, which all makes sense. But I don't think personally I could make those sacrifices, like to get that benefit. It's just like, it's just such a weird specific thing that I didn't know I would have an issue with until looking for houses, of which I've found some bangers. I should do a house tier list at some point, maybe a house style tier list. I don't know. But that's a thing. The second sidebar is 2 mini sidebars. And it has to do with stairs and split levels. Okay. So number 1, stairs. I grew up in a house, and I realized that when I talked about where I used to live, in that one video or that one podcast episode, I didn't explain outside of just my room, which makes sense for that video, because it's kind of where I spent most of the time in that house. But that house, you'd enter the main room and or the garage, and then you'd have to go up this big flight of stairs and be on the main floor. And then you'd have to go up another flight of stairs that had a landing, so it was, to go one way then the other way. And you have to go up that to get to like most of the bedrooms. And oh my god, it developed in me such an intense hatred of stairs that like I just don't like stairs. I just don't like them. There's something about them that I just don't like them. I like it just, oh my god, I hate stairs. And the thing with that is it's always upstairs. If it's a basement, I don't mind it. It's like, okay, you have the basement, it's extra space, it's literally free, whatever. Like I would like a basement. And it's also not like a deal breaker where it's like, oh, if there are stairs in the home, I'm not gonna have it because bad. Because like it's like, okay, if there's stairs, like I just won't use them. Like, well, I'll just give the space. I'll let the space be used by something else. Like that's fine. But like, oh my god, I don't like stairs. I don't like them. And the other part of that is split levels. And because split levels are, in my opinion, the worst of all worlds when it comes to house design, because you start by committing a sin right off the bat, where you've put the door halfway between two stories, which essentially guarantees that you're going to have too many steps to get to your front door. Like in the perfect world, there is 1 or 2 steps to get to your front door, and that is it. Most split levels require like so many, like it's ridiculous. Some of the houses that I see that have split levels, it's like they have a whole, like they have a staircase and a landing and a staircase and a landing to get to the front door because of how it was designed as a split level. And it's like, dude, your house was built wrong. You just built the wrong kind of house. What are you doing? But so you have to go upstairs to get into the house, and then you're immediately confronted by stairs as the only option to get to where you need to go. And oh my, it's just bad. Split levels are, they piss me off so much. I'm so mad about it. It's ridiculous. But yeah, that's the whole bit there. Like that's literally like the whole bit with to houses. Like, oh my, it's so rough. It's so bad. Like it's just so bad. Like why would, like, the thing with the split level, right, is it's like, okay, well, I get that it was like a design trend, and so a lot of houses are built like that. But like to enter and then be greeted by stairs up or down, like what was the thought process? I'm getting rained on. Where's this rain coming from? I'm under a shelter. I get that there's no walls on it, but like the rain should not be able to travel that far. It is windy, I guess. It is rather windy. This is gonna, by the way, this is a short ep. I don't know if you've noticed, but this is gonna be a short one. It's really cold and frigid and wet, and it's just not fun out. Really, is the main thing. Hopefully the next one is a long one. That's the plan anyway. I'm not leaking though. But yeah, I don't know. Split levels suck. And then the second to last thing here, dash cams. Okay, first off, if I want a dash cam, right, I want a dash cam on the front, right? I already got a backup camera. I know I could just easily figure out how to put in another camera in the back if I wanted to have like a fancy dash cam for the back. But like, I don't care really, because what I would like would be a dash cam that has 2 cameras on it, one for out the front and one for inside the cab, right? And I have got a minivan, so we can just see out the back window. It's not hard. So like, that would be fine. Also, I want CarPlay. I would love CarPlay in my car. Right now it's just Bluetooth and it's goofy, and I got a 2014 Toyota Sienna that's gray. And it's great, except for this one small issue. It's honestly fine. I don't really need it. But I would love to combine these 2 purchases that I would like into one thing. But the problem is all of them come with a backup camera or a backlight camera. And like, I don't want it, and I don't want to pay for that, even though it only adds a little bit, and they're only like $120 most of the time for like the fancy day. Like, I don't want that. The other thing is like I want it to be permanently powered for dash cam reasons, and then I have to like figure out how to do that, and that becomes its own issue. And then at that point, it's like, well, if I'm gonna have to figure out how to wire it to do that, then I might as well just get a dash cam and wire it, and then take out the whole like media console and or radio console and put in my own like fancy one and be crazy and goofy and silly. And then it quickly spirals out of control. I'm not very good at scope, am I? I'm realizing I've literally spent the last like 2 days. This is not on the list, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. I've spent like the last 2 days in Minecraft, probably 3 days actually, just building an ice boat racetrack, just like nonstop. It's just like I will hop on, I will build, and then I will hop off to go do something else, and then I will hop back on and do it again. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, I have a problem. Because like I just keep being like, oh, I could add this. Oh, this would be great. This is awesome. And I will give you a quick lowdown on the track. The track starts, you go straight, it goes on a downhill, so you go down a little bit. It's a very tight, almost 90-degree angle. You got to really spin, get off. It goes straight with and then it does a slight left to a really kind of over sharp turn. So it's like a little bit, it's more cute. It kind of really goes out over this cliff, comes around, and if you fall off either side, you either end up, if you take it too tight and you fall into a little lake. If you go too far, you fly off, you end up on a low track. Both of those, you end up in water elevators that come up and join back together. So like the peak way would be to do the perfect drift, obviously, in the boat. And then you take in a very sharp left after that very sharp right, or yeah, take that right, and then there's a left and then a right, basically back to back, which leads you to the water section, the actual water section with walls in it. So you have to like squiggle around. You then come to the very tall you go on off to the right. There's a very tall water elevator that actually kicks you out of that boat, which is really funny. And then you get back in the boat, you go along, you're really high up, and if you fall off, you end up in another source of water. And the goal is that you go a little bit right, a little bit left, very right, and you fly off and you land back on the track, back at the start. It's very cool. And I'm very bad at it, but it's really cool, and I want to start racing on it. And it's also just practice for next season when I actually like I'm gonna build like 3 of them. I'm just like practicing what I like. I'm like, oh, this would be a cool idea. I wonder how hard this is. And like, could I serve like creative testing world? Of course, but I don't. Last real thing, dude, my stomach yesterday was making the funniest noises. It was so insane. Like, it was nonstop, constant noise from my stomach, and it was like weird. It was like whoa, 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 whoa. It was whack, dude. It was just nonstop. It was just whoa, whoa. It was whale sounds. It was literally whale sounds from my stomach all day yesterday, and it was really funny. But yeah, that's that. Anyway, let's talk about dinner. For lunch today, I had leftovers of last night, which I made the funny stuffed poblano peppers recipe of my mother's. But what's it called? I like messed it up. What is that thing called when you mess up a recipe, but like on purpose? I don't know. I Frankensteined it, whatever. And so I had that for lunch today as a leftovers, and I'm probably gonna eat more of it right now. But after that, I don't know what I'm gonna have for dinner because I've got pork that goes. I have to freeze tomorrow if I don't use it, so I'm probably gonna use it. But the question is how. I don't know. I don't think it's a meatloaf night. It's probably not a meatloaf night. It might just be that I eat this and then I'm good, and then I eat like 2, like, what are they called? Hash browns later or something. But like, I don't know. I think meatloaf would be good. I'm back in my meatloaf. I'm back in my MF meatloaf. Everyone go watch the meatloaf video so that it gets a billion million views. Oh, also, thank you to everybody who listens on not YouTube. What is it? On Spotify, I'm reaching 100 plays, and I've only got 15 episodes, so some of these things are popping off, you know. But yeah, thank you everyone for listening to me. Hopefully next week I've got a kind of a banger in the books, but who knows? We're gonna find out. And and that's gonna be that. It's gonna be very silly. But yeah, thanks for listening to me. Hey, 20 minutes. Look at that.